Los Angeles is filled with bold women with big dreams. That's why it's our first stop. Here we are in LA. You guys, I have followed this woman's career for years, and she is the definition of bold. And now she's landed at one of the boldest places in business, Taco Bell. Everything here is bold. The designs are bold, the people are bold, the concepts are bold, the product is bold, the boom boom room is bold. It's all bold, and I can't wait to meet her. I want to talk about taking risks. Everybody says, take risks. We need to take more risks. And a lot of times, there's a lot more to it than that, and there's also a downside to it.
All the phrases we hear are high risk, high reward. And you forget that they don't always play out the way you want it to. Being thoughtful and calculated in risks and having contingencies and being a pragmatist while also being willing to push yourself outside of your comfort zone.
I always tell people risks should be at least thoughtful or calculated. Like, we need to think about them. One of the risks that you took was to move all the way across the country here to take this job. Talk to me a little bit about that risk and what went into it.
I think I could have told people at the time that I was pregnant with alien twins, and they would have believed it more readily than the idea that we were moving out of New York. And actually, that was a totally great risk worth taking. For me, one of the things I had to really wrestle with was my identity felt like very much tied to being a New Yorker. We are really happy now, but it wasn't that it didn't come out. An emotional price tag.
You founded Executive Moms many years ago. For all of the executive moms out there who are constantly questioning themselves or not sure, what's a good litmus test to know how we're doing?
First of all, let's embrace that women work as our providers as well as succeeding in their careers. And they're doing it really, really well. I realized there was all this negative mythology and negative imagery perpetuated by the media about working mothers. I mean, think about TV shows. When do you ever see just like a great working mom?
Right, she forgets the cupcakes.
It's like shorthand for neglect. And I hated that because I would see all these women who would come to the events I was throwing, and one look, and I'm like, God, these women look like they have it together. So then we started doing research and getting back survey data that would say things that I found very surprising, like 97% of executive moms we surveyed said being a working mom makes them feel like a better mom.
Yes, right.
So I realized I had a purpose in just changing that narrative a little bit and not trying to solve how to be a working mom. That's super pedantic, but just simply let other women know you're actually doing it a lot better than you probably think you are.
Yes.
And look at all these other women who are doing it too. Doesn't that make you feel less alone? That's all I think most of us need.
I think that helps really ground you, and yet I think it's one of the hardest things to find because we are so focused on the work, on the family, on all of it. Yeah. I love watching you disrupt. I love watching you take bold moves, and I feel just really lucky to know you.
Thank you.
I do. Well, you guys, I did it. I traveled to the marketing mecca, Taco Bell, and I interviewed one of my marketing heroes, Marisa Thalberg. There was a lot that Marisa had to say, but for me, the real key was so many of us feel like we don't have it all together, like we're not doing it right, and in reality, we're doing just fine. On the next episode of Work It.
So I want to help shift that. I want to help people in the developing world, particularly women, become producers in the technological economy.